think we're live, Alex. Good afternoon, folks. Aaron and Alex Dorr here with Georgia Gun Owners, and we have some major and breaking news for GGO Nation, guys. It's been coming for a couple of days. We finally have confirmation. We will be in committee on SAPA legislation this coming Tuesday, guys. HB 293 will be heard in the Judiciary Committee on Tuesday. It's going to be a great big day. Alex, what more do we know about this?
Well, it's been a long time coming, but the House has finally assigned SAPA, HB 293, to the Judiciary Non-Civil Committee. And just the other day, I was in the halls talking to people, trying to get more co-sponsors, and I happened across the chairman, who happens to be a co-sponsor on SAPA. God bless him. I said, hey, when's the committee hearing? And he's like, we're going to do it on Tuesday. So excellent news, everybody. They're getting our emails. The House is feeling the pressure, and they're seeing the need to pass the Second Amendment Preservation Act before we all become felons on June 1st.
Hey, guys, sound off in the comment section. Where are you watching from? Post your questions, your location, that kind of stuff there. The video gets seen by more people if we have more comments in the comment section. So be sure and let us know where you're watching from. So we're in kind of a very narrow window here right now. There's not a lot of committee opportunities left. So we're very happy to have SAPA in committee on Tuesday. We'll be there. I'll be there. Alex will be there. All of GGO's team will be there testifying. But again, as has always been the case, the reason gun bills move here in Georgia is not because of us. It's not because of Alex, not because of me. It's because of you guys. It's Absolutely. Your pressure. It's your phone calls. It's your emails. You're the guys and the gals that make things work here in Atlanta. So whatever else you do, if you're pressed for time today, if you're on a late lunch break right now, hit the link in this video right now and email the entire committee and tell them to move this bill without amendments. Alex, we're hearing rumblings about possibly some hostile action in the committee, or maybe outside of the committee with a bad version of SAPA possibly in the works right now. This is a very real threat.
Absolutely. I have heard from so many sources now, I can't keep track of them all, that majority leadership is trying to find a patsy to enter a fake SAPA bill. And by fake SAPA, let me be clear. Here's kind of the pillars of SAPA, all right? The pillar of SAPA says that if any officer or police department breaks this law and enforces Joe Biden's tyrannical gun control, then they can face a $50,000 civil fine. That means you, the injured party, you are responsible for holding them accountable. You can do it. You file the charges. You don't need the prosecuting attorney. You don't need the attorney general to do it. You don't need the governor to do it. You can do it. This fake SAPA bill strips all the enforcement mechanism out of it. It makes you completely vulnerable again. There is nothing to stop a rogue police department from enforcing gun control on law-abiding Georgians. So they're trying to pass this fake SAPA bill. They're trying to find a patsy. You guys have been sounding off, sending in your emails, sending in your text messages, making your phone calls, and you're telling everyone no fake SAPA. So we haven't heard if they found the patsy, but now we're hearing that they may just try and run harmful amendments in this committee on Tuesday, swapping out our strong language, our good language, and swapping it out with this garbage trash bill, all in an effort to protect themselves and to pretend like they've done something for gun owners.
The guys, again, no matter what else you do, hit the link. If you're watching this on an email, look beneath the window here. If you're watching it online on a video on Facebook, look above. However you're watching this video, take a moment, hit that link. It's an automated email. It goes right to the members of the committee, and make your voice heard before the committee hearing on Tuesday. Alex, your point was exactly spot on. It's one thing to kill SAPA outright, and that may happen. We'll have to wait and see. But in some ways, I can almost respect that action more than trying to sabotage SAPA and pass what they call SAPA, was what's been gutted and stripped so badly as to have no protections left. Here's their goal, folks, if they do this, if they try and do this. Their goal is very simple. They want political cover. They want to tell you back home in their districts next year at election time, Oh, I'm a champion for gun owners. I voted for SAPA legislation, the Georgia gun owners bill in Atlanta just last year, because they'll use our bill number and
Yep.
they'll use the title of our bill and they'll
Yep.
gut everything else. It will sound similar. It will look similar. Hell, it will be similar. But without the teeth in the bill, there's nothing to stop the Atlanta PD from saying, screw you and screw your SAPA law. We're going to do it anyway. Everybody here in Atlanta knows that in the Capitol. Everyone knows that without teeth, there is no bill here. There is no reason in passing this bill. And so, but that's their purpose. That's the goal, to get cover for themselves at election time, while still actually not moving a substantive major bill. There is one gold standard right now in the country, and that is Missouri. Missouri has this language on the books right now, penalties in effect, and we've seen a beautiful separation in that state. The feds are forced to enforce federal laws, state cops enforce state level laws, and guess what? The sky hasn't fallen. Everything is great. Joe Biden can't enforce federal gun control in Missouri, and that pisses him off. But this is absolutely perfect legislation, and it'd be perfect for us here in Georgia as well if it moves out of this committee. So again,
Well,
guys, we'll be there on Tuesday.
You said something else that, Missouri is the gold standard. Missouri is not going to be the singular gold standard much longer. We're already hearing of Iowa and Ohio and Kentucky are all entering real SAPA with the civil penalties against the department. Something that the leadership's been just running around telling everyone, oh, the sheriffs don't like this bill. The sheriffs don't like this bill. The sheriffs don't like the fact that they can be sued. And I have one response for those people. Only if you break the law and enforce federal gun control can you be sued. If a sheriff or police chief does not like the fact that they can be sued for enforcing gun control, do you really want them as your sheriff or as your police chief? Now, this is not anti-cop, folks. Anything but. I have had so many long conversations with state troopers in and around Atlanta who say, please pass SAPA. We'd come in support of this bill in committee, but we would lose our jobs. We do not want to enforce gun control. One straight up says, like, any gun control requirement at all is an infringement on the Second Amendment. I don't want to be forced to do this. Pass this so I can tell my chief, my captain, my sheriff, you can't make me enforce Joe Biden's gun control. SAPA says I can't, and if you make me, you're going to get sued for it. It's wonderful. So if you hear these claims, especially from a representative, you have to question their motive. What don't they like about SAPA?
Well, again, like you said, it's not just like being introduced in these other states. Iowa, just this last week, had a subcommittee hearing on SAPA and passed a subcommittee. It moves forward in that state. In Ohio, the new Speaker of the House has announced that SAPA is in his top 5 agenda items for this session. Kentucky passed a version, not sure quite what the language was, in their committee just this week as well. So around the country in red America, lawmakers are realizing that we have a real problem on our hands. This madman president is trying to force our cops to carry out his agenda when it comes to gun control. And if we don't pass a bill to mandate that our cops cannot be used by Joe Biden, he's going to turn our own cops against us. And so, guys, this is the number one issue right now here in Georgia and across these red states, because, as we've said, constitutional carry was a want to have. People here in Georgia could get a permit. Wasn't that hard. You can get a permit and carry a firearm. That was a want to have. But this is a must have, and it has to happen before session ends, or else we're going to get screwed. So anybody watching right now from Atlanta, any politicians, senators, lieutenant governors, House members, governors, anybody watching right now had better realize that if you guys don't move the bill, the pressure is not mounting on us. I mean, it is personally because we have pistol braces, but the pressure politically is all on you. And if you guys, as in the politicians here in Atlanta, if you tank this bill or if you weaken this bill, you might duck the pressure between now and the end of session. But have no doubt, when this new federal dictate becomes effective at the end of March, GGO will make sure that everybody in Georgia knows that it was Republicans here in Atlanta who buried SAPA legislation this session. So this is not going to, we can't blame Elena Parent. We can't blame Michael Bloomberg, can't blame House Democrats. They don't control anything. If this bill does not move, it's going to be hung around the political necks of RINOs in the state. This committee, Alex, is what you say, 3/4 Republican?
3/4 Republican. There is no
15 to
excuse
5
not
or
to
something?
pass this.
Yeah.
It's like 15 to 5. Yeah. So there is no excuse not to pass SAPA through this committee. And there is no excuse to water down SAPA in this committee. There is no excuse for it. And if any Democrat comes up and complains that this just doesn't sound right, just remember they did this to President Donald Trump first when he said, I want to deport all the violent criminals, illegals that are here. I want to deport them back to Mexico. And what did the blue cities do? They said, come here. You can stay here. We're not going to aid the federal government in doing this. So the Democrats did it first. We're just doing it back to them. And it's completely legal and constitutional. So
seeing some of the comments.
I just,
here,
one of the things that I was being told by the Senate bill sponsor, Colton Moore, just this week when I was down there, is like, the crazy thing, Alex, he said, I won't be able to vote for myself next time I'm up for reelection because I could be a convicted felon for owning a pistol brace. And Joe Biden has made me a felon, and some state trooper's been forced to arrest me and charge me with having this. And I think that should resound, as you were saying, Aaron, to every Republican in the Senate and House, the governor's mansion, so on, is these are your voters who are going to pay the price and not be able to vote because they will be felons by June 1st if we don't pass SAPA and protect the gun owners who have done nothing wrong in this state other than owning a pistol brace.
Yeah, people are asking us right now in the comments section for contact information for the members of the committee. I have a link right here. I'm going to post in here. I'm going to make sure it's the right link. Yes, this is the link for the members of the committee, folks. And after you've sent your email, which goes to all of them automatically, then take a moment and call these people. They're not there today. Well, I guess they are for a little bit
there
longer.
Today.
Well, for a little bit longer anyway, not much. It's Thursday afternoon, so we'll see. But you can call them on Monday. They're not going to be there. It's a federal holiday. Leave a voicemail. You can give them a call again on Tuesday morning. Call them again then. Make the calls. Send the emails. If you see them at church on Sunday, talk to them. See them at a forum tomorrow somewhere across the state. Pull them aside. I guess tomorrow's Friday, right? On Saturday, pull them aside and talk to them. You want to move. You want this to move this bill with no weakening amendments, and this is a number one priority for gun owners. Tom Casey is asking about people coming out to the Capitol. Tom, I already responded to your comment. GGO Nation is active. They are powerful, and they do beat butts here in Georgia. But, pardon the puns, but coming to the Capitol is tough. It's a ghetto. It's a cesspool. Hell, I hate having to walk from the parking lot to the Capitol. I'm unarmed. There's needles on the freaking ground. There's criminals running loose. There's bums all over the freaking streets and sidewalks. It's much easier to make your phone calls and send your emails. That is activism that gets right to their inbox, gets right to their phone. Make the calls, send the emails, guys. We'll be live at the Capitol next week, giving you guys blow-by-blow updates on what's happening. Tom Casey, I'm seeing your comment. Maybe I heard you wrong. All good, man. We're all good. We're good. Guys, again, we'll be there next week. It's going to happen at either, Alex was saying, with 1:30 or 3:30
time. 1:30 or 3:30, depending on when the House gets off the floor. But I'll just also point this out, everybody, that you might know your state representative and you don't see their name on this list, but that does not mean that you do not have to still call these folks, or you can't still call your state representative. Right now, these 15 Republicans and these 5 Democrats, they are the deciding factor on SAPA in the House. And so this is not limited to the constituents for these people. So if you're from Valdosta and your state House rep is not on here, call anyway, send anyway. These people are still representing all of Georgia on this bill. So please share this email everywhere, far and wide. Share this link everywhere and get everyone you know to send in their email and say, no harmful amendments, pass SAPA out of committee right away.
All right, guys, much more to come, perhaps this weekend still, for sure, early next week. Share our video, take action, go to joinggo.com and jump as a member today. We'll keep you guys informed. Take care.
Take care.